Hello, everyone, and welcome to the talk show called Allowed to Talk. And today I want to talk about something that is considered terrible, the F word. And every time I say the F word or effin', or it starts with an F, it's not fire truck, okay? Today I want to talk about the F word. In the military, when I was in for 13 years in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, a lot of times we were doing things out in the field when we'd have our annual training or weekend training. And a lot of times it wasn't easy, like setting up GP mediums and GP large tents. It got very hot sometimes out there in the field. And sometimes it was freezing cold out there in the field, depending what season of the year, what time of the year, and where you were, what state in the United States you were at. Because as we know, Florida stays warmer and California stays warmer and other southern states. But northern areas like Pennsylvania, New York, Virginia, we have a lot of cold and a lot of hot days depending on the season. Anyway, back to the F word. A lot of times when we were in training and doing the things I mentioned before on this video, on this show, it would get difficult and sometimes scary, even like knowing what if we were in a real situation where we would be defending and having to move quickly or set up things quickly, the whole unit, setting up our computer section that I was in. A lot of times you would hear the F word or the F bomb, if you want to call it that. And I'm guilty of saying it now and then too. And it's a bad word to say. It sounds vulgar. And why, I don't know why it came into existence. I'm not even going to go researching for that. I'm just talking about the F word, which I think is better than taking the Lord's name in vain. But don't get me wrong, cursing is wrong. But if you're upset or mad or hurt or angry or any emotion, even some people that are happy and jolly say, this effing place is so wonderful. I love you. You're so effing wonderful. You're so effing this. You're so effing that. You do such a effing good job. Okay. Blows my mind. But basically the world is full of people that make mistakes and are sinners. And that's where I'm going with this. As a child, of course I'm going to my thoughts because it's my show and I'm allowed to talk. And I'm never going to hear again from anyone, don't talk about it, because I can talk about it. I'll stop talking about it if you say, I've heard it a million times, like my husband says and my daughters say. We already know about that, Mom. We've heard it 1,000 times, not a million, but we've heard it a lot. Okay, let's go there. People say a million times because they don't want to hear it. That's why they say, I've heard it a million times. So the F word, which at age 4 or 5, whatever age I was a little tyke. And my sisters were going down to milk the cows because my dad said, you are going down to milk the cows. And I was born in 1957. And the sisters going down to milk the cows were born in 1946. And 1948. So I'm not going to guess ages, but anyway, they were older than me by 9 years. So if I was 4, then 13 and 15, their ages are. And I'm guessing here, so it's not going to be exact, but I just want to talk about the F word, okay? The F bomb, whatever. So I'm 4 and I'm out at the front of our house on the farm and they're told by my dad, go milk the cows. So go get a bucket full of milk because that's what we were raised on, basically, on the cow's milk. And my grandma made butter. She churned butter. So we always had butter from her. And I'm standing on the bank where the tree was at the side of the farmhouse going down the hill to where the barn was, where the cows were. And my sisters come out down through the yard there with buckets in their hands, and they say about going down to milk the cows. They don't want to go down to milk the cows, that our dad is an old effer. And they said it. They said the word. They said it, that he's an old effer. F-U-C-K-er. Not fire trucker, but you know what I'm talking about. So I didn't know that word. I had never heard such a thing. And as a kid, I just was playing around. I went in the house, and I wasn't tattletaling because I didn't know what they were calling him. I didn't know it meant something vulgar or terrible. So I go in the house and I say to my dad, because yes, I was a daddy's girl when I was real little, that's for sure. Well, get it where you can, right? Get some love where you can. So I asked my dad, just as plain as innocent as a 4-year-old kid could, what in the world is an old effer? And he said, what did you say? And I said, well, I want to know what an old effer is. An old F-U-C-K is. An old effer. And I said it just like I heard the word. And he said, where did you learn that? Who said that? And I said, my 2 sisters, the ones that are going down there to milk, said you are an old effer. And he went nuts. He went ballistic. He was raging about, that's the first time I seen him like that bad. That's when I started really being afraid of my dad. Because he called them into the living room and he proceeded to beat them. And I had to stay there and he made me watch it. And I cried the whole time. And yet afterwards, who didn't know the whole story, I heard stories from, especially the one that was born in 1948, that I was a tattletale. No, I wasn't tattletaling. When I told on my cousin Bruce that he was picking on me in the backyard with our bicycles, I had a little tricycle, and he was doing something that was, I considered to be picking on me because I was my dad's little girl. I was the littlest girl in the family. And he went out and did something to Bruce because I tattletaled on Bruce. Yes, that's when I was a tattletale. That day I did tattletale. But on them, I didn't. I just wanted to know what an old effer was. So, in the National Guard, I said the word F-U-C-K a lot as well. Not as much as some of the guys and women in my unit. Men and women, girls, boys, whatever we're allowed to say with the new 52 genders now or whatever. The world is so effed up right now. So, yes, the F word. It's the word you say when you're angry or hurt at someone. It doesn't make you the worst person in the world. It just makes you someone who was upset. And someone, when you say it and your little sister doesn't know what the heck the word means, and she asks your dad, what does that word mean? Because that's what they said you were. Where did you hear it? He said. Well, I wasn't going to say I heard it from the cows or from the cats or from someone else. I didn't know at age 4 that I could make something up just to protect them from getting a beating. Or I might have. I just honestly, innocently said that they said when you told them to go milk after you went in the house that you're an old effer. I hope you are having a wonderful day and that everything's going okay and that you're trusting in the Lord and doing what's right. And always remember, honesty is the best policy. And love each other. I do love my sisters. I don't like what happened that day, not for 1 second. I do love them. Even the ones in heaven. My brother Ken, I forgot to mention him in one of my other videos. Ken died. John died. Bob died. Thelma died. And Jean died. 5 of the 10 have passed away and are in heaven. There's 5 of us still alive. So have a great day and take care.